as Senegal's players take to the field for the second half. A lively, enterprising opening 45 minutes in this friendly international. England ahead early through Harry Kane, but Ismaila Sarr there equalising for Senegal. And I think it's fair to say that Senegal have actually had the better of the game so far, with more opportunities in the opening half. No changes made at the break. It's Barrieza who will kick off for England. First match England have played at the City Ground in Nottingham in 84 years. Debutant Chalobah. Senegal with just one win from their last 7 matches against European nations. They beat Poland 2-1 at the World Cup in Russia in 2018. But in recent years haven't fared so well against European opponents on the whole. Their current unbeaten run does include an excellent 4-2 win over Brazil. This is Gallagher. England looking to win a 7th match in a row. Gallagher. Caldwell was looking for Miles Lewis-Skelly. This is Iliman Ndiaye. A foul on the England fullback. El Hadji Diouf. In the technical area there. Once of Liverpool. Away to the far side off the boot of Chalobah. Here's Walker. Colwell collecting. And Lewis-Skelly winning his 3rd cap for England tonight. Into Anthony Gordon, who had a good first half chance to make it 2-0 at the time. Costly miss. As England pegged back before. The free kick and the challenge by Ndiaye. Morgan Gibbs-White there, the Nottingham Forest player, hoping to get the opportunity sooner rather than later to get on the pitch and win what will be his 4th England cap. Colwell. Closed down by the busy figure of Jackson, who's played well tonight. Ndiaye into Diatta. Nicely done. Challenge made by Lewis-Skelly. Free kick. A reminder, Stéphanie Frappart from France is the referee for this one. She was the first female referee to take charge of a game at the Men's World Cup finals. She was one of the referees in Qatar in 2022. Koulibaly will be heading off to the United States pretty rapidly after this, with his Al Hilal team in the Club World Cup. Decent ball in. That was a really good chance there for Habib Diarra. Senegal threatening a second goal right at the start of the second half here, as Camara played it out wide. El Hadji Malick Diouf, it's not the first time he's put in a terrific ball from the left-hand side. And Habib Diarra sending it over the crossbar, straight out of play off the underside of Anthony Gordon's boots. Here's Kane. Bit of space here for Gallagher. Away from Idrissa Gueye. Now with Gordon up against Diatta. This is a bit better from England as Anthony Gordon rolls it across. Walker. Looking for Saka. Almost breaking free inside the penalty area, Bukayo Saka. And Diatta. Off by Habib Diarra. Camara moving the ball around crisply and accurately. Challenged there by Gallagher. No free kick forthcoming from referee Frappard. Here's Saka. Now Declan Rice. It's two nations, England 4th, and Senegal also a top 20 side in 19th place in the rankings. Levi Colwill now for England, 5th cap for him this evening. Here's Saka, looking to come into the game more in the second half. Walker. Kane having drifted out wide. Picking out Gordon, now Aberieza into Gallagher. Being forced further back. Almost an interception made by Jackson there, who is looking very lively. Almost retrieving possession of Levi Colwill. Kane complaining to the referee, as is Declan Rice, but Senegal have the ball. Here's Koulibaly, 91st cap tonight for the 33-year-old. One back by Gallagher, it's done really well. Kane with options left and right, forced back and then fouled by Lamine Camara. Well, England have already had a let-off early in the second half. Made the shot from Habib Diarra over the top of the bar. Can they create something at the other? Haven't really threatened Edouard Mendy's goal for some time now. Eze trying to turn, caught by Diarra. Colwill whipping it forward. delicious control from Barriers as he glides across the grass. Walker. Saka. Walker looking for the run of Gallagher, but it's cut out there by Diouf. Niakate into Gay. There's Jackson trying to turn away from Colwill. A follow-up as well with Henderson well out of his penalty area. Colwill looking a little unsure there as to where he was heading, and the crowd growing a little anxious. Gallagher into Saka with the turn. Can't force the issue. Smothered, outmanoeuvred. Idrissa Gana Gueye gets it clear up towards Jackson, who has Chalobah and Colwill for company. And still it's Nicholas Jackson, who was trying to feed it through there to Habib Diarra. Rice clears. Forward off the boot of Walker, but it's gone out of play. Well, a persistent threat, Nicholas Jackson. Curtis Jones and Morgan Rogers and Morgan Gibbs-White are going to come on, and Morgan Gibbs-White will obviously get the biggest reception of all on his home ground, the Nottingham Forest player. This is Crepandiata. Diarra. Penalised, colliding there with Kyle Walker. Here come the changes now for England. Anthony Gordon heading off. Morgan Gibbs-White on. It's the biggest cheer of the night, other than the Harry Kane goal from those in the stands. That's what many of them came to see. Morgan Gibbs-White coming on. Curtis Jones will head on. Harry Kane leaving the field. Conor Gallagher as well, and Morgan Rogers also on. Jones on for his 5th cap. Rogers his 6th. He'd started the previous 2 before tonight, Morgan Rogers. So triple change made by Thomas Tuchel. First changes of the match. Gordon, Gallagher and Kane, the 3 players going off. So big night for Morgan Gibbs-White. Had the briefest of appearances against Andorra at the weekend, and here he is, Gibbs-White with a little touch into Rogers. Looks to set it up, and Curtis Jones, well, the 3 substitutes combining there with their first touches after having come off the bench. Well, he's looking for something to lift the mood a little bit here, Thomas Tuchel, and Curtis Jones, unfortunately for him, rather got underneath the shot. Which he scored on his debut for England earlier in the season in the 3-0 win in Athens over Greece. Half an hour to go. Niakate, Edouard Mendy. Lewis Skelly back in towards Colwill, who's got Jackson for company. And he's run it out of play as well. So Ivan Toney continues to sit on the bench on his return to the England squad, awaiting a chance to show what he can do in an England shirt once again. Be a disappointment, no doubt, with Harry Kane being taken off by Thomas Tuchel, that Ivan Toney wasn't called up from the bench to head out there. Rodgers and Eze, the two players furthest forward for England, but it's opened up here and in behind the defence. It's Habib Diarra who sends it across the face of the goal and into the far corner of the net. England's defence completely bypassed there. Habib Diarra puts Senegal ahead. Brilliant play from the 21-year-old. Just watch this here, Kalidou Koulibaly. Completely clear of the England defence. Away from Gibbs-White, away from Lewis Skelly. Into open space. Skill, composure, took his time, picked his spot. It's 2-1 Senegal. Straight through Henderson's legs. And England have plenty to do. And just under half an hour in which to try and do it. It's an excellent passage of play, and El Hadji Diouf leads the applause of the goal scored by Habib Diarra. And this is turning into an excellent performance from the Lions of Teranga. England. Eze losing out. Diarra, powerful surge, caught there by Declan Rice. Free kick Senegal. Rice there catching him clearly with his elbow. Much to ponder for England's coach. And if the scoreline stays like this, I'm sure he'll be hearing plenty of advice from all corners over the next few days. But here comes Senegal again as Walker hangs on and Chalobah clears, and it's collected by Saka. Well, that bright, fresh start made by England this evening with that early goal in the 7th minute seems a long time ago now. Still just over 25 minutes to go though, plenty of time. Senegal with the 2 goals and in general terms carrying by far the greater threat for the most part of the match. Chalobah looking to try and change things into a Barry Eze. Gibbs-White denied by Mendy. Brilliantly set up. What a moment that would have been for Morgan Gibbs-White. It's brought the crowd back to life. Eze with the layoff. Is it kept in by Njai? No, it's going to be a throw. Miles Lewis Skelly quick to take it. Rice moving along. Chalobah. Kyle Walker. Eze. into Gibbs-White. It's a bit loose, and Diaye with the chance to bring it clear. The Everton player's done superbly well, and Lewis Skelly tries to get it off him. Free kick awarded from earlier in the move. Here's the ball into Eza. That was just an outstanding bit of skill there from Abere Eza. Brilliant in the tightest of tight spots to set up Morgan Gibbs-White. The flick finds Ndiaye. Now it's with the goal scorer, Habib Diarra. Crepin-Diatta, who just gets away from him, and in trying to make the recovery challenge, catches the England player, Abere Eza. Well, England have never lost to African opposition before. This is the 22nd time they've faced an African team. Habib Diarra's goal separates the two sides. Header away by Diouf. Here's Rodgers. Eza sending it through. Here's Gibbs-White once more. England carrying a real threat. Bukayo Saka just wide. A touch on the way through. Much better from England. Mendy to the rescue for Senegal. Gibbs-White involved again. Saka bringing the best out of Mendy. It's a good save to keep it at 2-1. Declan Rice to take this corner. Walker's header. Rice is there. Giving himself some work to do there. Come off second best. And Lamine Camara was really unlucky. Couldn't quite get it through to Jackson. And that's good play from Chalobah. Goodness me, Senegal are almost away there again. 3/4 of the way through the match. Well, 7 clean sheets in 9 matches before tonight for England. Just as against Greece in October, they've conceded 2 at home so far tonight. Well, not quite reaching Eza. He seems to be coming into the game more and more now. He's got a bit more attacking freedom. Camara. Madueke was England's best player on Saturday against Andorra. Still no sign of Ivan Toney getting an opportunity up front. I wonder what's going through Ivan Toney's head as he sits there on the touchline, with Morgan Rodgers being preferred as a sort of a false 9 rather than Tuchel going for a replacement striker, having taken off Harry Kane. Sheikh Sabali is going to come on. Ismaila Sarr leaves the field. It was he who equalised in the first half. Sabali on for him. He's going to substitute it. Bellingham on. Noni Madueke on for Bukayo Saka. So 4 changes there made by five changes now made by Thomas Tuchel in the second half, and Bellingham has been dispossessed, and Jackson with a shot, saved by Henderson, behind off Walker. It's a corner, and time again Senegal threaten. Jackson whipping that shot in, and Walker making sure that it didn't fall to Iliman Ndiaye. More pressure for England to deal with. Walker's there to head it clear. Senegal unbeaten in the last 23 matches before tonight in regulation time. Beaten on penalties by Ivory Coast. Here's Colwell. Chalobah. Into Bellingham. Ball just bouncing off Madueke, who's got it back here, happy to leave it to Bellingham this time. Colwell being tracked by Camara. Now with Curtis Jones. Madueke available over on the far side. This is Trevor Chalobah. Now Jones. Looking for Miles Lewis. Here's Eze now for England. Tidied up by Diouf. He had Madueke behind him. Jackson continues to keep a very close watch over Trevor Chalobah. Pair of them, it's over on that far touchline. Senegal have had more attempts on goal in this match, and twice as many on target as well, 8-4. Turning into a frustrating June international camp for England. Is this going to be a first defeat for their new head coach? Still plenty of time left in the match. Camara forward. Jackson is going to take on Colwell again. England throw. Gibbs White keen to get on with it. Into Morgan Rogers, who was just caught there by Koulibaly. Could be a free kick. What a great season he's had, Morgan Rogers. Breaking into the England team at 22 and making his mark on the Champions League with Aston Villa and the Premier League as well, of course. Gibbs White. Curtis Jones. England looking for a little bit of inspiration as beaten to it by Kalidou Koulibaly. former Chelsea player. World Cup finals, by the way, start in 1 year and 1 day's time. Rodgers chasing into the penalty area, challenged by Moussa Niakhaté. No foul by the former Forest defender, as Rodgers tried to burst clear inside the box. Heading for the last 10 minutes of this one. England scored in the opening 10 minutes of the game. We could do with doing the same in the final 10 minutes here. Otherwise it will be a famous victory for Senegal, a famous friendly international win. Only the second time these two nations have faced each other. Behind off Jude Bellingham. Change for Senegal. We're going to see Boulaye Dia, who plays for Lazio. Boulaye Dia, he led the attack in Dublin the other night in the 1-1 draw. On to replace Jackson for the final 10 minutes or so of this one. 14 goals he scored for Lazio this season. Mendy sends it forward. Koulibaly. Again. Madueke having a run, sending it in towards Morgan. Feet to Greece in October. See what the word is from the VAR room. As the ball comes over, was there a foul there by Chance? Excellent Jude Bellingham. He still has to wait to see whether it's